How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to your one-stop shop for legendary loot news. My name is Just Jared, and today I've just got a Lost Ark video. It's completely off script. I've got a couple bulleted points here that I'm going to talk about. I just want to talk about my thoughts on the Lost Ark Beta that just ended about a week ago now. Instead of writing out a fully scripted thing, and I just wanted to have a sit-down, chill chat with other people who played Lost Ark, who played the beta, or who are at least excited for it and maybe didn't get to play but saw some gameplay or some live streams here and there. Just wanted to give some thoughts. So if you did play the beta, let me know what you think down in the comments. I'm very curious what class you played and things like that. But first off, you don't actually have to watch this. It's just going to be my gameplay in the background. Nothing crazy's happening. No late game spoilers or anything like that either. So if you just want to be doing something on the side while you listen, fair enough. So my experience with the closed beta was actually very good. I leveled 2 characters to about level 30. The first couple days, first 3 days, give or take, I felt really sick, so I didn't really end up playing too much, so I was pretty behind. I played as 2 characters, like I said, about both of them to level 30. I played as the martial artist striker and the gunner artillerist. Now, out of both of those, at first I loved the artillerist way more than the martial artist, until I got a bit farther on. The artillerist is fantastic as far as just power. Like, it just feels so strong, and it just looks so strong. And I think that's one thing that Lost Ark has going for it. I think that's indisputable, is its combat. Every class that I've played so far, which is 3 or 4 I think I've played, if we're including the tech test from a while back, every class just feels so powerful. The sound design, I think, really is what kind of brings that to like fruition. The sound design and just the combat flow, because everything feels like it hits so hard. The impacts feel so nice. The hit registration, it feels like you're actually doing damage when you're pulling off combos and things like that, especially with the huge scale of everything, like the world bosses and things like that. You got people doing flips over guys, like shooting missiles. It's just so good. It feels so good to play, and it looks so cool. It's definitely something like that I've never experienced before in a game. The combat is just so crisp and feels fantastic, especially when it comes to the martial artist, the striker class. It was just awesome, just being able to, like, just one simple kick. Like, there's one kick that I had ended up changing the skill around, and it ended up just, instead of it being a 3-kick combo, it was just one strong kick. And that's all it was, but it felt so powerful. It had a huge thud attack. It, like, destroyed enemies in one hit. And just that, pulling off that with other combos and super fast punches and kicks and hitting guys in the air and juggling them in the air. The martial artist striker class, definitely my favorite so far. And usually when it comes to these kind of games, I play as, like, the big tank warrior. But, man, the martial artist was really, really cool. I definitely look forward to probably playing that as my first class going into when the game fully launches. Definitely my favorite so far over the warrior and the artillerist. But yeah, there's definitely more classes I wish I played. I obviously want to play all of them, but I kind of wish I got the chance to play more. But unfortunately, timing wise, when the beta ended up dropping, I just have been feeling sick, so I didn't really get a chance to go super hard like I wish I could have. Another thing that's great is the dungeons, man. The dungeons are fantastic. After you get past, like, they're all good, but once you get to a certain point, the dungeons really start to pop off, design-wise, cinematic-wise, secrets-wise. I'm a huge collectibles fan, so looking for the Mokoko seeds and things like that were really fun to just, adventure around and look for the hidden collectibles, the hidden stories, filling out the check marks of your tome, your adventure tome in each location. I love that in games, especially when, you could use those Mokoko seeds and other collectibles for things when you find the merchants that accept them. So those are really cool. I love looking for secrets and things like that, so that's always awesome. And as far as the trade tools go, like chopping down trees or fishing or hunting animals, things like that, all of that is just, I kind of get, I guess, why people like doing that stuff in MMOs. Now, I'm pretty new to MMOs. I technically play Destiny, which they consider as an MMO, but I don't consider as an MMO. And I get why people like doing it. Like when New World came out, everybody was just loving chopping down trees for hours on end. I guess I get it, because I did that in Lost Ark on my martial artist when I got there. I just walked around chopping down trees for a while, or mining ore for a while, or fishing for a while. I especially like fishing because it's just chill. I had a video up, and a podcast up on my other monitor, and I just sat there and caught some fish and grinded out levels with the trade tools. It's relaxing, it's cool, I'm super down for it. What exactly you do with those materials that you get, I don't know, because, I mean, I'm sure I could look it up online, but I'd rather leave, some things as a surprise for when the game comes out, when I'm actually learning, the in-depth mechanics and the things past, or past level 30 at least. I just kind of want to leave a mystery or a surprise for when the game is fully out. I did get to the point where I sat down on, I think it was the last night of the beta, and I was gonna, level up past 30 and see what else is out there. But I kind of sat down and I really wanted to just take a break and just wait until the game is actually out, to experience more of it. I don't want to like fly through the game and know everything that there is, out there waiting. I want to be surprised. I've seen some end game clips of things, but I try to kind of stay away. Even though the game isn't new, I know the game has been out in Korea for years, and other people know about the stuff, but I do want to kind of remain surprised and go in with like a group of friends who know nothing about the end game and just like experience it all at once instead of knowing everything right off the rip when the game comes out next year. As far as like negatives, I don't even know if they're negatives, maybe just because I'm dumb or just little tiny gripes. The stronghold stuff is just absolutely confusing for me. I got to the stronghold stuff on both characters, and both times I was just completely lost with what the heck was going on. I mean, I guess there's a tutorial, but I don't know. There's a lot when it comes to the stronghold. I don't think you don't necessarily have to mess with the stronghold. You can kind of, do whatever you want, or, put as much time into it as you want. But it's definitely confusing. I love designing, like, exterior and interior, so I'll probably end up getting into that, but man, there's a lot of stuff on the screen telling me what to do, what to click on, how to do this, who to talk to, hiring crew members. So much that I don't know how much I'll utilize it in the full game. I guess I'll just have to really sit down and study it and see what the heck I'm actually doing. So that was a little of a weird point for me in the game. And then when it comes to loot, obviously because of this channel existing, I absolutely love loot in games. It all started back when I started playing Diablo 2, forever ago. And that's kind of why this channel exists over time, of the channel changing and covering different things. I've always remained somebody who just loves loot in games, whether that's Diablo, whether that's Destiny, looter shooters, hack and slashes, anything with loot. And I love the progression of your character and how your character looks, more importantly, more than stats, because that's like, seeing your Diablo character like transition, over each and every level is something cool to see. Same in Destiny, same in, other games, but this doesn't really have that. Your loot that you get doesn't really change how you look, except every couple levels it does. Every game or every armor piece kind of looks the same, but with a bit more stat increases. I realize that changes when you get, to the end game and stuff. You start getting super rare gear, and you have like sets that look really cool. So I'm into that. I just kind of wish there was a more variety when it comes to visual customization, and I get that it's a live service game. There's seasons that we'll eventually have access to, which, give you different skins to unlock or purchase and things like that. So I think eventually I'll grow to enjoy that, and I won't like look at it as a downside like I did, in games like Anthem, where your loot never changed how you look, or Marvel's Avengers, where your loot never changed how you look. Both those games have died, so it goes to show that having loot that changes how you look matters in a loot-driven game. But this game is more than loot-driven. It's got a bunch of driving factors for why people actually play it, so I think that's why it's not that big of an issue. Let's talk about future coverage on this channel. Now that this video is approaching 10 minutes, I don't want this thing to last 30 years because I will ramble a lot like I used to in my old videos that were unscripted. I don't want to do that again. So, future coverage on this channel. I do tend to want to focus on bigger games. That way the channel grows more, because when you talk about indie games all the time, I've done it before, it's very hard to grow anything from that, especially when you have a topic like mine that's so vague, where it's just like loot in games. Every game out there really has loot or some kind of item collection, so That's not really a good enough focus, so I want to cover larger games more often. That's why I'm doing Destiny, or trying to, even though it doesn't get used at all. But also why I want to do Lost Ark, but also because I just enjoy the game as much as I do. So I think as far as coverage goes in the future, as far as Lost Ark goes, we're just going to be covering news and game updates here for Lost Ark until I know more about the game, because I really just don't know enough about the game to talk about the game in depth. I could go out there and research and watch videos and guides and things like that, but that's not the kind of person I am. I like to go in fresh and learn things myself, and experience things myself and try to figure out the game myself versus somebody telling me. I've also never been into creating guides necessarily, so I think we'll just stick to news around Lost Ark, game updates, new seasons, anything that comes out of Lost Ark. I'll definitely probably could be covering news-wise on this channel, so if that's something you're into when it comes to Lost Ark, game news, game updates, that's something I'll definitely be covering here for this foreseeable future. Along with the other random loot games I cover here that are in development or in progress or that I currently play, like Destiny. But yeah, those are my quick thoughts. I know this video kind of lasted a bit longer than usual. Thanks for listening if you did. Sorry for the unscripted, but I figured it's just better this way than scripting out, because if I ended up scripting out this video, it probably would have been like 30 minutes long, let's be real. Let me know if you played it, if you played the demo, if you enjoyed it, what classes you played, what classes you liked. Definitely let me know, because I do want some more, class recommendations for when the game fully comes out, because there's a ton. I mean, when the full game is out, we're going to have a ton more classes and subclasses. So I want to know what people are liking. I hear that the Artillerist is very popular, which I've already played that. Once again, I unlocked, when you're at level 30, you've got tons of skills still to unlock, so there's a lot I haven't actually seen with these classes. But definitely the Striker class just feels so fun to me, flipping in the air and doing weird kicks and punches and speeding around the arena. It's just super cool. But yeah, let me know what you thought of the beta down in the comments, and that's it for this video. Subscribe for more Lost Ark content in the future. They'll be way more scripted and have a lot more jokes thrown in than this more serious, less scripted video. But thanks for watching. Hope you have a good day, and I'll see you later.